I told you I love talking about that. I also love talking about the so what rule. So, once upon a time, I was a live shopping host on a TV channel, and the president of that channel used to get all the live hosts and all the production team and management into a room, and we'd have these regular calls. And sometimes he would have us as presenters get up, and he'd be like, "Okay, Roxanne, you're up." And he would literally come. I don't even have one here, but he's like, "Roxanne, here's a paper clip, sell the paperclip." And I would have to stand there in front of a full room of people and start selling the paperclip. Okay. And I would say something like, "It's a silver paperclip." And he would yell from the back of the room, I kid you not, "So what?" And if he yelled, "So what?" I had to explain why the heck anyone would care about it. Let me tell you why I did that. Because in the TV world, millions, gajillions of dollars are being spent to put that channel on stations all around the world or the country or wherever it might be. And so every moment, every second that I was speaking cost money. And so his point, and he's a mentor to this day, but his point was, if you're going to say something and people are stopping for a quick moment to listen to you, they're taking time out of their schedule, plus we're spending money, those words need to matter. They need to make a difference, which is probably where the impetus of where the educate, empower, equip, and entertain came from in my head, because I knew if I was doing those four things, then I was hitting then it mattered. So let me get back to the silver paperclip. Why the heck does someone care if it's silver? Listen, if it's something that's obvious to them, or you're just reading features that you're seeing in a manual or on the back of a box, you're wasting their time. They do not care, and you're wasting their time. Now, while you're not spending millions of dollars to get on TV, you're on TikTok. TikTok's made it easier for us. You still need to think about the fact that this is time people are spending, and time is money. So when you say something, you want it to matter. Telling me it's a silver paperclip does not matter unless you tell me why it should matter. Maybe it's a silver paperclip, and that's great because it matches with blah blah blah. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I chose a silver paperclip. But you see what I'm saying? Like, you want to make sure, if I'm sitting here going, "Wow, these headphones are sage green," then so what? Why does someone care they're sage green? Why is that going to matter? Everything, as you're detailing it out, give it value. And if I'm just listing off features, there's no value to it. Let me know why those features or even those benefits are going to matter to you. Now, I know that everyone's different, right? So, like, you might say it's sage green, and that's great because it's a calming color. And when you've had a hard day running around after the kids, going to work, it's nice to have something common. That could be that. It could be like, "Listen, it's awesome. It's sage green. And you know what? There are no other headphones out there like this. So if you love being someone who stands out in the middle of a crowd, this is perfect for you." It could be like, so I want you to know that it is going to be different for everyone. But in each feature you're talking about, you are going to be speaking to that specific person. And that's totally great. I unplugged my computer. Let me plug that back in. Okay. So what I want you to do, and if ever you're doing live, you're like, "Gosh, no one did anything." Ask yourself, would your live have passed? Would your script, for those of you writing scripts, would your script pass the so what rule? And that is actually a really great way as well, too, for you script writers. And y'all, there's no right or wrong. I'm not a script girl. I just never have been. I'm off the cuff. But I know a lot of you like the idea of a script. And honestly, if there's some products you're using, I do encourage you to have some type of script so you don't say some things you shouldn't about certain products. Okay. So if you're thinking of a script or bullet points or whatever it might be, when you start writing down those bullet points of those scripts, ask yourself, why does this matter? And you know what? That's going to help you beef up that 1 minute script you've been working on, or that 5 minute script. It will get longer if you add in the nuts and the bolts of why that thing should matter to them. All right. This is the art of storytelling, friends, and you can have fun. And listen, the first time you tell a story, it's going to be clunky. Even for me, the first time I present something, it's clunky. But as I get more and more into it, and I'm using it and I'm sharing it on the regular, then I start to create stories around it. And those stories take people on a journey. I want you to think about that. You're taking people on a journey. Also, remember that you're literally the person. Okay, let me explain that. So if I'm seeing you and I'm seeing you with these headphones, and I'm like, "Oh, okay. I cannot touch the headphones through the screen." Okay. I cannot experience those headphones, but you can for me. So you are all of my senses. right? When you touch it, it actually is psychologically proven. And this is why home shopping and this is why live host streaming is so important, is that when I'm touching it, I am actually thinking, when you're touching it, I actually feel like I am touching it. I'm going to go into that a little more in depth because I want to talk about all that a little later, but I just want you to know, like, when you think about the fact that you are their proxy, and by proxy, when you're touching it, when you're experiencing it, I'm experiencing it. That's why if you're doing a food live, eat the food for the love of Pete. Peter, Paul, and Mary, eat the food, because when you eat the food, I feel like I'm eating it and I'm digesting it. And I'm like, I must have that. I promise it works.